Hello from a sold-out Mackey Arena in West Lafayette, Indiana, as the Purdue Boilermakers welcome in the Michigan Wolverines for men's basketball tonight. And we've got an exciting matchup ahead of us. The Boilermakers back in their building for the first time since their upset to Ohio State, their only conference loss at home this season. And the Wolverines look for an upset, ranked number 21 this week in the AP poll against the number 11 Boilermakers. Good evening, everyone. Welcome into WCBN coverage of Michigan basketball alongside Simon Bleier. I'm Owen Crain. Alex Miller and Kendall Spencer will have the second half of our coverage this evening. Simon, we've got a thrilling matchup, a sold-out house. What are you most excited for tonight?
Battle down low. Every single game when Michigan is on the court, you know there's going to be a battle down low. The two big centers for Michigan, Vlad Golden and Danny Wolf, have been their powerhouse players, and Purdue has struggled down low. So we're really going to be able to see, can Michigan exploit Purdue down low? And then, listen, because Michigan has that battle down low, Purdue has the battle on the outside. Their guards are where their strength is at. Loyer, Cox, Braden Smith, big-time scorers who can really shoot the ball.
It certainly will be an offensive matchup tonight, like you said. The defensive question is really the chance for either program to run away with the game tonight, a chance for Michigan to upset. You kind of noted on it. These two teams don't match up too well on an offensive-defensive comparison. Who do you think has the advantage there?
I mean, if Michigan can shoot the ball, I think this game could get out of hand in an away Mackey Arena. But like I said, it's an away Mackey Arena. This energy in this place is insane. And Michigan, they've played away. They played Wisconsin, got a big win away there. But we'll see, this Mackey energy is different. If Michigan can shoot the three, though, maybe they can stay ahead of this crowd and really pull away. Because if this game's close, this arena's going to play a role.
Of course, the Wolverines, the underdogs, 14-4 overall, 6-1 conference up against the Boilermakers, 15-5 on the season, 7-2 in the Big Ten. Like I said at the start, Wolverines 21st nationally, Purdue 11th nationally, and you can hear the energy and the noise as the Boilermakers are introduced here in West Lafayette. So what's a statement you'd like to see the Wolverines make early in the first half, Simon?
I mean, we talked a little bit about it. Can they lock in on defense? This Wolverine team started off as a very great team defensively, but as of recent, they've dropped some games. They've slowed down. Again, the big loss to Minnesota, a very, very poor team in the Big Ten, and they lost it away. So we'll see if Michigan can lock it in defensively, hit the shots offensively, and that's really just going to be their key to success. Defense, defense, defense.
We'll see how this Dusty May program does on that front. We've seen the offensive revitalization, the fast movement, hurry-up offense up court. Purdue, of course, a slower team. So we've talked about Michigan. Let's jump to the Boilermakers, Simon. The Boilermakers with a lot of energy carrying them into home tonight. They were upset by the Buckeyes last time they played here. They don't want to allow that to happen again. What do they need to do early first half to set the tone?
I don't want to say it again, but defend this Wolverines team. This Wolverine team is scoring around 85 points per game. That is insane. And Purdue has the offense. Kaufmann-Renn, Loyer, and Smith can both score the heck out of the ball. But again, this is going to be a defensive matchup. This is two amazing offensive teams, and whoever plays the best defense in this game can win it.
Well, we're certainly set for an exciting one. Sorry, I keep giving you the same question in different form.
No, but this is a fun game. This is a game. It's Vegas has it 4 points. This is just going to be a very fun one, a big test for both teams as they look to get a statement win in a tough Big Ten conference this year.
So both teams have been introduced. We're moments away from tip-off as the lights in Mackey Arena come back on. And we're treated in the upper camera deck to a bird's eye view of a sold-out crowd. This arena, built in '67, has all the charm of an old barn. A nice rounded feel, a low ceiling to keep the noise in. And of course the fans that make Purdue such an intimidating environment. The Wolverines on the court, set to start. Purdue still huddled up. Their final prep. And here come the Boilermakers. Out to a raucous crowd. Take us away at starters, Simon.
Yeah, on Michigan, we got Donaldson, Burnett, and Gale in the backcourt. Front court is dominated by Wolf and Golden. As for Purdue, it's Cox, Loyer, Smith, and the front court is Kaufmann-Renn and Caleb First.
We're lined up at center court above the block P. Golden head-to-head with First on the tip-off. Ball's up, and the Wolverines come away with it. Burnett with the ball, quick handoff. Now Donaldson over to the block P, dribbling. He's undercovered, swung over near side, and the ball stolen away. Smith breaking down court, and an easy layup. 2 on the board for the Boilermakers. Not the start the Wolverines wanted, Simon.
Quick defensive stop there. Right away, not what you want to see if you're the Wolverines. Got to protect this ball.
Donaldson was quarterbacking from the block P, and he has the ball stolen away from him. It's a jump ball. Just the start Purdue wanted. Great defense from Caleb First.
Yeah, and right away, we didn't talk about it, but the Michigan Wolverines have a big turnover problem. And right here, 2 in the first 2 possessions. Not a good sign.
So Purdue possession. Smith with the ball up towards the half-court line. He looks left-hand side, top of the wing for Loyer. Swung over now, top of the key to Kaufmann-Renn. He'll hold on to the ball. Quick handoff, 3 attempt up from Loyer. Off the rim, the rebound, and 2 points for Kaufmann-Renn on a layup.
Michigan coming out very flat to start this one.
4-0 early, just a minute in here at Mackey Arena. Wolverines with the ball. It's Danny Wolf, swung down low, far side. Donaldson. He's under double coverage. Now out to Wolf. Left wing, puts up a 3, won't go. It's off the iron, but the Wolverines will come away with possession.
Yeah, I mean, a great start for Purdue. Obviously up 4-0 early. 2 forced turnovers, and then an offensive rebound, beating Michigan to the ball, and then Michigan settles for an outside shot. And if I'm Purdue, this is a dream start.
Michigan back with the ball. Wolf, left-hand side. 3 put-up attempt by Burnett, off the iron and rebounded by the Boilermakers, who march up court into the Wolverine zone. Now stepping into the paint. Step back jumper from Smith. And Braden Smith finds another 2 points for the Boilermakers. Made a defender fall.
A great move there by Smith. Had Burnett falling away with the mid-range.
Donaldson with the ball, swung over to Burnett, low corner, now back out to Donaldson on the left wing. Out front to Golden. He looks to march into the paint, boxed out, looking for an option under double coverage. Quick handoff, now Burnett in the paint, and the Wolverines' first points on a layup, 6-2.
Something to note there, a quick double team by Purdue on Golden. Definitely going to look to slow down the big fella from Russia.
Purdue back with the ball, swung around and into the paint. Quick move from Kaufmann-Renn, tries an attempt, won't go, and the Wolverines rebound. Now Burnett. He'll try an open 3 off the front of the rim, and Purdue picks the ball back up. Wolverines still down 4. Boilermakers, quick bounce pass into the paint, and a foul.
Yeah, 3 quick missed 3-point shots by the Wolverines. Burnett takes an open one there. If you're May, you're satisfied with that one, but the first 2 seem to be forced contested shots. And Purdue has the intensity right now. They are playing with the crowd. They are forcing turnovers, and they are running.
It was First who was fouled. He heads to the line. First shot off the front end, back of the rim. Won't go.
Quick sub into the game is Reuben Jones for Roddy Gale. May did not like what he saw.
Second attempt up and off the front of the rim, so the Wolverines escape. 0 for 2 from first at the free throw line. 6-2 our score. 2.5 minutes in here in West Lafayette. Wolverines controlling possession. And Reuben Jones will be called for a foul. So another turnover. Purdue recovers possession. You don't like what you're seeing, Simon.
Now, 3 turnovers for Michigan. They've struggled with it all season, and it doesn't seem to be different here tonight.
It's Smith. Swings the ball over at the top of the arc, over to Loyer. Bounce pass almost intercepted. Now low to Cox on the left-hand side, into the paint. He's under pressure, manages to put a shot up, and it's good. Dribbled off the iron, then the backboard, and that was Kaufmann-Renn. Now the Wolverines trying to break out, ball stolen away. C.J. Cox adds another 2 to the score. An easy layup on a steal. 10-2, 3 minutes in, and Purdue takes the ball away again. You can't even catch yourself. Here's the 3 attempt. C.J. Cox left wing, it's good! Wolverines will take a timeout. Our score, Purdue 13, Michigan 2.
5 turnovers in 3.5 minutes for the Wolverines, and Purdue is buzzing. Mackey Arena is on its feet, up and dancing. 13-2 in a hurry.
You can hear the energy in the building. Every student, nearly every fan is on their feet here in Mackey Arena. And why wouldn't they be? Purdue with an 11-point lead, 3 minutes and 28 seconds into the game.
Yeah, and I mean, if we had to give an early MVP of this game, I'm giving it to C.J. Cox. 2 steals already, last 5 points. The Lexington, Massachusetts product out of Middlesex Magic AAU. Same team as Pat Connaughton and Michigan legend Duncan Robinson.
Now here's a Massachusetts guy who knows his stuff.
I mean, right now, Dusty May has one thing he's telling these Wolverines: hold on to the ball. They look very flustered. They look to be as if this Mackey environment is getting to them early. I'm sure May's saying, calm down, slow it down. We're good. 13-11, 11 points. We've come back from this before. Nothing to worry about.
Well, we're back to play. Wolverines inbound. Score 13-2 with 16:30 to go here in the first half. Trey Donaldson with the ball, cutting left to right, quick bounce pass. First points on the board for the Wolverines. Shot was up from Donaldson, and then Danny Wolf knocked it in. Oh, excuse me, those are the second points. 13-4. I was wondering what Alex Miller was pointing at me about. Purdue back with the ball. They'll swing it all the way around. Now first at the top of the key. Quick handoff. C.J. Cox cuts in. A nice jumper for 2 points.
Feeling it so far.
Wolverines back in possession. Donaldson down low. Swung out Danny Wolf at the top. Wolf's under pressure. Looks to the right-hand side. Wolverines able to swing the ball into the paint. And Golden finds a layup. So the Wolverines cutting into this deficit slowly.
Yeah, so far I've seen a big emphasis on not letting Burnett shoot the 3. Half the Purdue coaching staff has their hands up every time he gets the ball.
Boilermakers back with the ball. Kaufmann-Renn with a quick handoff to Smith, who cuts in right-hand side. Step back jumper is good. 17-6.
What a shot there by Smith, falling away. Pure.
Wolverines back with the ball. Reuben Jones swings it out now. A shot from the top of the arc won't go. Golden let it fly, but the Wolverines still in possession. A 3 attempt is good. Trey Donaldson adds to the Michigan score.
Silence the crowd for now. Cuts it down to an 8-point lead. Still a long way to go, though, for the Wolverines.
Purdue back in possession. Quick drive into the paint. Step back from Kaufmann-Renn. Spun around. And a layup for another 2 for the Boilermakers. Wolverines back with the ball. Danny Wolf looking for an option. Quick handoff. Reuben Jones almost lost possession. Swung over Golden. Now back to Jones. Wolf, low right corner. He loses possession as it's poked away. It'll be a Purdue ball when we return to the floor. We have a quick timeout first.
You know, I know this isn't some professional analysis, but this looks like a 10-year-old rec basketball team right now, the way Michigan is holding on to this ball. It seems to be that they don't want the ball in their hands. 6 turnovers, 6-0, averaging a turnover a minute. You know, at this rate, it's going to be 40 by the end of the game.
Less than, more than a turnover a minute. We're not even 6 minutes in here. 14-17 on the clock. Purdue 19, Michigan 9.
Hey fans, please turn your attention to center court for a special presentation.
Yeah, I mean, this is the one thing that's holding them back. You can't win a basketball game if you can't hold on to the ball and get your own shots. They're just handing Purdue the ball, and now Purdue's going to have the ball up 10 already with this crowd behind them. I mean, May's message is going to be the exact same as it was the timeout 3 minutes ago.
Now, I mean, there is a consideration to be had that in those 3 minutes, the Wolverines kept the deficit where it was. It was 11 at the timeout. Now it's 10, 19-9 our score. But you got to start cutting into it. You can't keep this lead up. Purdue ran away with it in the first few minutes, and the Wolverines are going to have to lock control of the ball down. Outside of possession and turnovers, is there a thing you've seen from the Wolverines that you've liked to start? I know it's tough.
I think they've got some good looks down low. They've scored a few. That's kind of where a lot of it's come. Obviously, Donaldson hit that deep 3. But Golden seems to have control down low, and it seems whenever Golden doesn't have that open shot, it's because he's doubled, and then that means somebody's open for the Wolverines. You got to keep getting the ball low. Just quick passes, get it low. Golden, if he's one-on-one, take that shot every time. The double comes, look for the pass, fake a pass, and make a pass. You know, that's what my coach always told me growing up. But it seems like these Michigan Wolverines kind of need to take that advice right now if they want to limit these turnovers.
Back to the basics of basketball. You can tell tonight's game is on Fox with the long media timeouts. This is the first, the under 15. So we're already a quarter of the way through this half. The Wolverines trailing by 10. This is a team that as you said in the open, they're averaging over 70 points a game. Michigan offense typically elite, but they've struggled so far with the turnovers. And the Wolverines break from their huddle. Purdue will as well.
Something I will note is that Michigan has had a lot of slow starts. We saw this against Northwestern. A very low-scoring first part of the first half, and they've kind of picked it up. They kind of figure themselves out as games go on. So we'll see if this is the case here. A good sign, a good stat that I like so far is 3 offensive rebounds. They're hustling on the offensive end. Because they're giving it away so much, they want to get it back even more.
And that's arguably what's kept the Wolverines in it. They've scored at least twice off of those offensive rebounds. First was the Wolf tip, and then second, an easy layup in front. We're back to play. Purdue in possession of the ball. Smith swings it low. Kaufmann-Renn under coverage on the left-hand side, just outside the paint. He cuts in. Now swung out Colvin, a 3 attempt from the right. It's good. 22-9, 13:50 on the clock. Wolverines back in possession. Donaldson holding onto the ball at the block P at center court. He moves it over, left wing. Roddy Gale Jr. makes a few moves. Now a quick pass. Will Cheddar. Swung all the way back to Golden at the top of the key and down low into the corner. Back out top. Open Trey Donaldson. Now a 3 attempt off the iron. Reuben Jones let it fly, and Purdue rebounds. Hurry up offense. They'll try an alley-oop. It won't go. The attempt for Miles Colvin. Now the Wolverines try a 3. Wide open. No good.
Very quick shots by both teams there.
Purdue all the way back down the court. In and out on a 3 attempt. Back out to Smith. Swung over. Top of the key. 3 points for Loyer.
Yeah, 5 3-point shots there by both teams in, I believe, 30 seconds. Quick and fast basketball here.
25-9 our score, just under 13 to go. in this first half. Golden looks to march into the paint, and he loses the ball, stolen away. Here come the Boilermakers. Right wing, shot put up by Smith off the rim. And we have a foul on the play.
And that's 7 now, turnovers for the Wolverines. The lead has grown to 16, 25-9. Notably, Wolf is off the court. Haven't seen him in a few minutes. If I may, I consider putting him back. Got to change something up. This crew here doesn't seem to be doing too great of a job holding on to the ball. Not saying the group did before, but it seems like Purdue has gotten a lot of open shots just in these short 1-2 minutes.
Kaufmann-Renn was called for an offensive foul. Wolverine basketball. Donaldson on the left-hand side swings the ball over. Now Reuben Jones looking for an opportunity. Bit of give and go to Jones at the left wing. Cuts back. Now at the free throw line, and another Wolverine turnover. He was looking for an option, didn't find it. And the Boilermakers back down court. Quick layup, ball gets stuck. So a jump ball and Wolverine possession. It's Riley Burgess who cut in. Yet another turnover for
Wolverines
Michigan.
just seem overmatched. Any pass they try to make, Purdue is in denial and not letting anything through.
Reuben Jones at center court with the Wolverines down 16, 25-9 our score, under 12 to go. Golden swings the ball in low. Wolverines try a layup. It's Gale Jr. and rebounded by the Boilermakers. Quick jumper from Smith. A little bit of an elbow jumper is good. 27-9 our score.
Seems like Michigan's mistakes are compounding. Offense is turning into bad defense.
Now Golden, right-hand side, out to Donaldson, swung all the way around. A 3 attempt, top of the arc, off the iron once more. Gale Jr. gave it another go, and it wasn't good. Now an alley-oop! Purdue, Cameron Heide! Connects, hangs on to the rim for a moment as the Boilermakers expand their lead to 20.
20 points in 9 minutes. An impressive lead by Purdue, but an even worse start to the game by the Wolverines. They haven't been able to get anything going on offense, and the defense might be even worse.
It's been a 12-0 run for the Boilermakers over the last 3 minutes and 18 seconds. Michigan 0 for 4 on their last 4 attempts. Not the start the Wolverines wanted.
Just very surprising.
That's obvious, not the start the Wolverines wanted. But yeah, we came in expecting a good game, a fun second half. And we're 8 minutes and 43 seconds in. Right? There's always time when you're still in the first half. But the Wolverines will have to play like they haven't played yet for the rest of this half and count on some Purdue mishaps to get back into this one.
I mean, the big glaring difference is just intensity on defense. Every time Michigan comes down the court on offense, Purdue is on everything they want to do. They know exactly where their players are going, and they are up with high hands sliding their feet. And Purdue's doing all of their scoring on the fast breaks. Michigan is not getting back. They're turning the ball over on offense, and they're not sprinting back. Purdue is doing a great job getting it out ahead. But if you're Michigan, you got to be like, listen, we're not getting it done on offense, but we can't let what bad we're doing on offense turn into terrible on the defensive end.
So if you're Coach May, huddled up with the Wolverines in this TV timeout, what's the game plan? I mean, we know what the Wolverines need to stop doing wrong. They got to stop turning the ball over. They've got to lock things down on defense. But you're on a 3.5 minute actually, scoring drought right here. How do you start chipping away at the deficit?
Yeah, I was going to say, you could say turnovers. Right now, I feel like this is bigger than basketball. You just got to tell them, just play. You guys are a great team. You've had impressive wins. You've been through tough games. Obviously, a tough environment, a very tough team. Just play how you know you can play. I think this team will settle in. I'm not guaranteeing a comeback. It's 20 points already, but I think this team, if they go back to their identity, if they flip the switch, if they start pushing the ball as opposed to Purdue, they can come back.
The Wolverines will inbound. 11:17 to go in this first half. Purdue 29, Michigan 9.
Looks to be a little bit of full court pressure too here by the Boilermakers. Not letting any of Michigan's guards get their hands on the ball.
Justin Pippen will inbound. Wolf is back on the court. Burnett, Dale Jr., and Cheddar round out the rest of the Michigan lineup, looking to close a 20-point deficit. Everyone's been on the court for 30 seconds already. Finally there, the buzzer. And the Wolverines inbound. Pippen with a quick give and go. He'll get the ball back. Now Cheddar at the top of the arc. Hands the ball off to Burnett, who swings it all the way around. Low to Danny Wolf in the far corner. He's looking for an option, finds Burnett, cuts in, and a layup for the Wolverines.
Yeah, great play there. Burnett acted like he was sending a screen to free up Pippen, then slipped down right through the paint with a wide open layup.
Boilermakers back with the ball. Smith at the top of the arc. He's looking for options. Instead holds onto it, cuts right-hand side. Tossed off to Burgess. He lost control of the ball, but recovered in the paint. Now out to Smith, right wing. Fakes a shot, out to Burgess, lets it fly from three, it's good!
Another three for the Boilermakers, shooting over 50% here today.
Dale Jr. with the ball low for the Wolverines, swung out, top of the arc, now over right-hand side. Burnett drives into the paint, he wants a foul, won't get it. Shots rebounded by the Boilermakers. Smith pulls up at the right wing. Now to the top of the key, tries a long three and off the front of the iron. Rolls out of bounds and will be a Michigan basketball.
Purdue coming out firing here, shooting 70% from the field, 50 from behind the arc. And Michigan's just got to do what they can. They got to start hitting shots. They're 1 for 8 from deep, and they're sending in their sniper, Sam Walters, to help fix that.
Wolf controlling the basketball near center court, cuts to the right wing. He'll drive in, swung out to Burnett. And over to Cheddar on the left wing. Now a long three attempt off the front of the rim. Pippen let it fly, and the Boilermakers rebound. Smith at the left wing for the Boilermakers, cuts in, now a step back jumper off the back of the iron. Wolverines fighting for a rebound, they'll get it. Namari Burnett racing down court under pressure and a dunk.
Great hustle there by Pippen, the true freshman, getting after the ball, tipping it up ahead to Burnett, and he gets the flush. This is what they need if they want to come back in this one.
Smith with the ball for the Boilermakers. Swung low and back out to Smith at the top of the arc. He drives into the paint, the layup up and good. Purdue 34, Michigan 13, under 9 to go in the first half.
Sweet finish by Smith there. First one in the game into double figures.
Now Danny Wolf, a long three and an air ball. Purdue rebounded. Wolf wasn't ready for it. And he's charged with a foul down low.
Yeah, and then Danny Wolf, after he shot that three, kind of looked down, looked out of the play. And if he was paying attention, the ball got tipped right back at him. Could have got it, but got down and looked a little out of it. And then late on the fast break, had to pick up the foul.
Emblematic of the Michigan gameplay so far as the Wolverines down 21, 34-13 our score. Harris at the line, first shot up and good.
Just feels like two different energies, even looking at the benches on both of these teams. Michigan's players kind of down, heads looking at the court. Purdue players up, getting into it.
Second shot from Harris. Up and good, so 2 for 2 for Jakari Harris from the free throw line. The Boilermakers expand their lead 36-13, 8:43 to go in the first. Wolverines inbound. Justin Pippin will carry the ball up to the block P. He has it poked away, has to backtrack and recover. So Pippin still with the ball under heavy coverage. Now to Golden on the right wing, swung down low. Ball handed back to Golden. He's under heavy coverage from Kaufmann-Renn, looking for an option. Shot clock down to 3. Ball poked away and trickles out. It'll be a Purdue basketball.
And more suffocating defense by Purdue, able to end up with the steal and force another turnover. But it's Purdue's on-ball defenders, Cox getting into Pippin's grill, poking the ball away, and Smith trying to do the same. They're playing very aggressive defense and playing it without fouling.
Cox with the ball, swung over to Loyer on the left wing. Over further, quick bounce pass. He had a shot from Smith up off the rim. Wolverines almost grabbed it. Great save. A chance for Caleb First, who's fouled in the paint. And we'll have a timeout on the floor.
Uninspired basketball right now from Michigan. They're up to 9 turnovers. Shooting 10% from 3, 33% from the field. Now Dusty May's a motivator in this huddle. That's what he is. He's a good motivator, and this is where we can see, can he really turn this team around in this moment, in this hostile environment? They're going to need to hit some shots. Simple as that.
36-13, our score with 7:52 to go in the first half. A 23-point deficit for the Wolverines in 12 minutes of basketball. And I feel like, Simon, we've gone through the symptoms. You know, the Wolverines continue to make the same mistakes. Tough turnovers. They're caught off guard. That Danny Wolf 3 air ball turns away from it and misses a rush by the Boilermakers. All of it is emblematic of the gameplay we've seen. Is it the same, like in this huddle right now, in this timeout? Are we still working on the same mistakes, or is the game plan changing?
It's the same thing. We've seen it over and over again. Turnovers, forced shots, lack of aggression. A fun thing here, Purdue has more points off turnovers than Michigan has points. Michigan is giving them more points than they're scoring. Simple as that. That is a stat that you really never see in a basketball game, especially 2 ranked opponents and a team as good as Michigan is this year. This really feels like an off game. I don't know. Maybe something was on the bus. Maybe there's food poisoning going around in the team. But this doesn't feel like the Michigan team we're used to.
Well, you have to hope that something's off. Over the past 6.5 minutes, Purdue on a 19-4 scoring run. And we'll swing you around the stats. Wolverines to 33%. On field goals, they're 6 for 18. Purdue shooting 65%, 15 for 23. And look at that turnover stats. 9 for the Wolverines, 1 for the Boilermakers. And that's the game right there.
It is, completely. And I think the one thing where the stats could help you out, Purdue's not a 65% shooting team. I can pretty much guarantee by the end of this game, they will not be shooting 65%. If you're the Wolverines, I guess that's the only bright thing. They're shooting so well now, they probably can't shoot this well by the end of the game. But Michigan needs to start shooting the ball better. They need to hold on to the ball, as this game is just slowly slipping away more and more, as it's now up to 23 points. More to come.
More to come from the free throw line. Caleb First is at the line. First shot up and nothing but net. Steps back to the line for his second, and it's good as well. 38-13 our score. Purdue and in the driver's seat with a 25-point lead.
Kaysen gets his first action here for the Wolverines, the freshman.
LJ Kaysen with the ball and fouled.
Yeah, May trying a lineup I don't think we've seen all season. It's Pippen, Kaysen, Burnett, Cheddar, and Golden. So Pippen and Kaysen, the two true freshmen who have got some time here this season, but elects to play them together with the big fella.
Wolverines inbound to Golden, and a pass almost poked away. Burnett forced to chase after the errant ball. Now low to Kaysen, swung all the way around. Pippen looked for a shot, didn't have it. Back out top of the key and low. Cheddar with the layup.
And the foul there by Cheddar. Great play. Gets Taylor, gets Kaufmann-Renn in the air, and finishes the easy layup. Michigan's going to need a lot of those big plays here if they want to come back.
Yes, they will. Thanks to you, Simon, on that. I was struggling with the call of a layup there. Thank you for, you can't see us, but I appreciated that. 7:24 to go. Purdue 38, Michigan 15. Chance here to add a point to the Wolverines score. Cheddar dribbles a few times, got a sea of waving Boilermakers, and it seemingly works. The shot up and off the iron.
Michigan goes into a little bit of a 1-2-2 press, decides to change something up, back into man.
Smith quarterbacking his offense from center court. He's under pressure from Burnett. Cuts left wing over to Loyer, who tries to pass. And back out, Loyer, the triple, good from the right wing. Purdue 41, Michigan 14. Amari Burnett will try one from downtown. Left-hand side, off the basket, rebounded by the Boilermakers. Golden wanted a foul, won't get one. Loyer swings the ball over. Smith and Lowe. Now to First, who cuts the ball back out. Smith cuts in, tries a jumper, and he's fouled.
Yeah, in that sequence we just saw a play 2 plays ago. Loyer dribbled the ball off of his foot, falls right to a Purdue player. Purdue player swings it back to Loyer. Wide open 3, hits it. Michigan goes down the other end. Wide open 3, misses it. I think that's the story of the game right there.
It's emblematic of what we've seen so far, that's for certain. Smith's first free throw is good.
As Donaldson's back into the game for Pippen, who just picked up a foul.
Smith again. 2 for 2 from the line. Purdue 43, Michigan 14. How about that lead? Boilermakers nearly with a 30-point lead, 28. The Wolverine deficit to close. LJ Kaysen with the ball, left-hand side out to Cheddar. Puts up a triple off the backboard and rim. Purdue rebounds. C.J. Cox marches up court, and he's fouled. L.J. Kaysen caught him on the arm.
Number 2, L.J. Kaysen, his first and 6.
Yeah, Kaysen doing his best to stay in front of the fast Cox, but can't do anything about it. Picks up a foul. You're not too worried about how many fouls your guys are picking up right now. You just want them playing aggressive. You want them going for steals. You're going to need a big run that keeps getting bigger. if you want to stay in this game for Michigan.
Perhaps you could hear the chants. Danny Wolf checks back into chance of air ball. Now a 3 put up. Won't go from Smith. And a Purdue player will foul LJ Kaysen, excuse me. It was CJ.
It's Cox's second.
CJ Cox, yes, with the foul. Miles Colvin will check in for Purdue.
Hit a 3 earlier.
Kaysen inbounds to Donaldson. Holds onto the ball and swings it left to Wolf. He cuts to the top of the arc under heavy pressure. Now down low, right-hand side. Burnett out top, 3 attempt up from Pippen. Off the front of the iron, rebounded by the Boilermakers.
Another missed 3 there for Michigan.
Wolverine shooting percentage down to 32%. Purdue playing around with the ball like it's rec league. Braden Smith has been having some fun and will have a foul at center court.
Yeah, a little push there by Kaysen. Mackey doesn't love that one. Maybe a little dirty. Don't know. Haven't seen the replay. But definitely a pretty rough foul there. Loyer's going to head to the line. Pretty costly.
Purdue in the bonus, a 1-1. For Loyer, first shot is good, so he'll get another. A 29-point lead for Purdue. And it'll stay at 29 as the second shot bounces off the back of the rim.
A rare miss there by Loyer, shooting around 87% from the line on the season.
Donaldson holding onto the ball, looking to drive in. Inside the arc, left-hand side, under pressure, puts a shot up and is fouled. He'll head to the line. It was Miles Colvin who committed the foul.
Yeah, Michigan gets a quick huddle there. Kind of wish it was a little longer. Talk a little bit more right now. The lead's 29. Look to cut it to 27.
And you can hear the crowd noise from the Boilermakers. First shot up and good for Donaldson.
I believe that was a smiling ostrich on the Jumbotron there to try to distract.
Yeah?
Michigan.
Oh, and this time it'll be a clown. That would get me, but there's a reason I don't play college sports. Second shot, another point for the Wolverines. 44-17 our score, 5:14 to go in the first half. Colvin with the ball, quick escape move. He drove down and swung it back out to Smith at center court. Smith looks left to Colvin. Back up top to Smith.
3-2 zone here by Michigan.
Heide over to Loyer on the near side, and his pass intercepted. Danny Wolf recovers. The second turnover by the Boilermakers today. He looks to punch the ball down low, and Golden is fouled in the paint.
That's the first time Michigan went to a little zone look in the half court. Looks to be a little better, maybe something promising. But Painter's a great coach. I don't know if he's going to let his zone beat him. And we'll see how that plays out, see if they go back to that again. They got the turnover, obviously, and are able to push it back. Almost get a bucket, foul before.
Wolverines inbound to Kaysen, fakes the 3, marches in, and the layup is good. Another 2 for the Wolverines, 44-19. 4.5 to go in the first half.
A little bit more inspired basketball here by the Wolverines.
There have been bright spots from this Michigan offense. Just not too many so far, and they'll focus on defense first here. Smith with the ball, top of the arc, over to Loyer, back to Smith at the top. He'll quarterback the team. 5 seconds on the shot clock. 3 attempt from the left-hand wing, off the back of the rim. Nice rebound by Caleb First. Purdue still with the basketball. Smith marches into the paint. The shot up and rebounded by the Wolverines. Finally, Danny Wolf with possession. He cuts off court, drives in, a nice escape move at the free throw line. Now spun out, long 3 attempt, in and out. Rebounded by the Wolverines. And 2 points for Michigan as Golden found a nice rebound in the paint.
Lead's cut down to 23. Michigan going on a little 6-0 run here in the last minute 30.
Now another look at the Michigan defense. Boilermakers move the ball low on the left-hand wing, back out top to Smith at the block P. Now low into the corner. A jumper from Loyer. In and out off the rim. Michigan rebounds. Trey Donaldson up the left wing. Long pass over from the corner. Shot won't go. And the Boilermakers rebound. LJ Kaysen tried the shot. Smith with the basketball at the top of the arc. Driving into the paint. The shot is up and the layup good.
Sweet finish there by Smith. Able to take the mismatch with Wolf. Exploit it, get in front. Nice little layup right around him.
Ends a 2.5-minute scoring drought for the Boilermakers, who will take a timeout. 46-21 our score, under 3 to go in the first half.
That was their first field goal in about 3:45, so Michigan was doing a good job stopping them. Lead is 25 right now, but Michigan has been showing some signs in these last few minutes.
We have seen, like you said, those few bright spots of Michigan basketball. A few good defensive rebounds, a few offensive rebounds, leading to points. And it's been nice as Michigan students to see the Wolverines avoid a 30-point deficit. It kind of feels like the wall of which you cannot come back from.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. If this lead stays 25 or under, I think everybody will be in their seats till late in the second half. However, if this lead gets pushed, if we start seeing the 30s in this first half, could be an early exit in the second half for a lot of people. But Michigan, like we've been saying, these past possessions have shown a little hope. They've been able to kind of not slow things down pace-wise, but kind of mentally. You see them kind of thinking more about their passes, not being as loose with the ball, and playing kind of how Michigan plays. I mean, Kaysen, he came up, he shot a quick three, yeah, but it was a rhythm three. You kind of felt that he was confident taking that. It didn't feel like we just passed it around 10 times, haven't got anything, I'm going to just shoot it. It was a rhythm three. They've showed great drives. Kaysen had an aggressive reverse layup. The tides do seem to be turning a little bit. That's not to say Purdue still isn't playing well. They're still playing very dangerous. And this game is always at risk at blowing up even more. But Michigan right now seems to have a little bit of the momentum that they haven't had at any part else in this game.
Here's the stat for you. Purdue is 5 for 11 on three-point attempts. Michigan 1 for 15.
And I did one of the games where Michigan shot like this. Oklahoma, 4 for 28 from deep. Could we be seeing one of these games? It looks to be so. We'll see if Michigan tries to shoot their way out of it or kind of go back down into the paint as they did in that Oklahoma game and still ended up putting 85 points on the board. They're at 21 right now. They need points. See if they go inside, see if they kind of shift their scheme as these three-point shots really aren't falling.
Now, Simon, like you kind of said, between the last timeout and this one, really infuse some air into the ability of me to be hopeful for some sort of Michigan performance tonight. If they throw the past 3-4 minutes as they had all game so far, I would say this one's over. But if we see the Michigan basketball team that we saw the past few minutes and they continue to improve, they have a chance to march back into this one. And if you keep it close late, you never know.
Yeah, and I mean, you're exactly right. I think the catalyst for this one is LJ Kaysen. He's giving them the most energy. He's inspiring his teammates right now. Obviously, we said it, true freshman, but he is looking like a veteran right now, kind of being the spark plug. We'll see if he gets more run. He's on the court again here with 2:45 to go, and I would see him finishing this one.
Michigan in possession. Donaldson with the ball at the left wing, cuts low into pressure, swung out to the top. Now Donaldson in the left wing corner. He's under pressure. Quick spin move into the paint. Looks for the open man and is picked off. Pass intercepted by Smith. Marches down court, an alley-oop for Caleb First. 50 points on the board for the Boilermakers.
Yeah, we had talked about it a lot, hoping it wasn't a commentator's jinx, but now a turnover there for Michigan. They're at 9 for a long time.
Burnett lets a 3 fly from the left side and is fouled. So he'll get a chance to shoot 3 from the free throw line.
Yeah, pretty bad foul there by Purdue. Michigan lucky to get away with 3 free throws on this possession. But like I said, big turnover for Michigan leads to a very easy bucket for Purdue. In these last kind of 5-6 minutes, Michigan hadn't done that. They hadn't turned the ball over. They weren't letting Purdue get those fast break buckets. And then coming out of a timeout to have that possession is very disappointing.
Burnett good on his first free throw. He's shooting nearly 80% from the free throw line so far this season. You hear the ruckus from the Purdue faithful. Another point for the Wolverines on the second shot. Burnett spins the ball, holds it in his left hand, and set for his third shot. Nimari Burnett, 3 for 3 from the free throw line.
Big shooting there, cuts the lead down to 24. Feels like it hasn't been this low in a long time.
48-24, so a literal 2-1 game. Purdue back with the basketball. Boilermakers swing it to First. Now low in the paint, Burgess gives a layup a go and is fouled.
Yeah, it feels like First made that pass way too easy. Kind of gave a couple fakes, shifted Michigan defense, and was able to slip it down to Burgess for what would have been a wide open layup if Golden hadn't fouled him.
Burgess at the line, first shot off the rim and out. He's under 50% so far this season on free throws. And the second shot off the front of the rim, rebounded by the Wolverines. Trey Donaldson with the ball now, hovering at center court, cuts right-hand side. Looked for Ronnie Gale Jr. for a second, instead of give and go with Golden. Donaldson out to Wolf at the top of the arc, back to Donaldson from the right wing, the 3 off the rim. Rebounded by the Wolverines, but it might be a jump ball here. And it will be. Jump ball gives possession back to Purdue. Tough one not to recover for Michigan.
Yeah, Michigan's still attacking the offensive glass pretty well. Tied with Purdue, but a good effort there. Just got to start knocking down their three-point shots. Up to, or really down to 1 for 16 on the night so far.
48-24, our score, under a minute and a half to go here in the first. Smith marched up court, pulled back under pressure from Donaldson, and will let his offense set up. He cuts right-hand side, swings the ball over, and a long 3 attempt from the corner. Heidi. Purdue rebound, swung out left wing, and a 3! Fletcher Loyer adds a triple to the Purdue score, 51-24. 50 seconds to go in the first half. Wolverines with the basketball on the right-hand side. It's Gale Jr. Quick pass down low, and Will Cheddar adds 2 to the Michigan score with a layup. Officially 30 seconds to go in the first half, 51-26 our score. Let's go Boilers chant breaking out here at Mackey Arena. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Smith holding onto the ball at the top of the arc. Now he looks left wing. Loyer moves the ball down low. An option out front, top of the arc. Smith lets a triple fly in and out. 3 seconds, shot clock dark. Wolverines chance to score one last point. The three up and off the back of the rim. At the end of the first half, our score, Purdue 51, Michigan 26.
Unexpected. I think that's the one word I would use to describe this first half. Unexpected. 1 for 16 from the three-point line. Unexpected. 18 points off turnovers for Purdue. Unexpected. The turnovers, a little expected, but the way and the amount of turnovers was very unexpected. Michigan needs to change things up in the second half.
And I mean, let's contextualize what the score means right now. 51-26 is a 25-point deficit. The Wolverines have 2 points on turnovers. Purdue has 18. You can eliminate those points. This is less than a 10-point game.
Yeah.
Turnovers have been the story of the first half. They've haunted the Wolverines throughout the season and are biting them in the butt tonight. And Purdue's taking advantage.
And I will say, Michigan, again, shooting 1 for 16 from the three-point line. That's also an issue. You take that away, they're 9 for 13 from the field. If Michigan can pound the ball inside, kind of go away from those threes, they can get back into this game. But it's going to be hard to do so.
It certainly will. We have a 14-minute intermission here. Alex Miller and Kendall Spencer will have the second half of basketball here at Mackey Arena. Simon, any final thoughts?
You know, for the Michigan fans that came out all this way, as of right now, I'm sorry. This thing could turn around. Michigan's an explosive offense, but they need to start hitting shots, and they need to stop the turnovers.
We'll see if they can do it in the second half. Alex Miller and Kendall Spencer will have the call. For now, our score, Purdue 51, Michigan 26. Simon Bleier's been on color. I'm Owen Crain. Thanks for listening. We'll see you back here in 12 minutes.
One of the many appearances throughout the United States. Direct from the stages of Las Vegas, please welcome award-winning husband and wife singers and acrobatic duo, the unbelievable duo Transcend. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Duo Transcend.
Welcome back here to Mackey Arena. Second half coming up in about a little over 2 minutes. I'm Alex Miller, alongside me Kendall Spencer for the second half. So far, 51 Purdue, 26 Michigan. Owen Crain and Simon Bleier the first half for WCBN. But Kendall, I mean, I don't know how to put this lightly, but this was a whooping so far laid by the Boilermakers on the Wolverines.
Yeah, have you ever seen Hamilton, the musical?
I have.
You know, there's a song in the Reynolds pamphlet. The second to last line is, have you ever seen somebody ruin their own life? And that just kind of feels like the Michigan team in this basketball game so far. I don't mean to discredit Purdue. They've done a good job. But a lot of the reason for the score being this lopsided is Michigan's own fault. I mean, they have just looked sloppy on both ends of the court. Defense has shaped up a little bit towards the end when they switched to a zone, but for the most part, they were letting Purdue do whatever they want. They turned the ball over incessantly. They had about 8 turnovers in the first 10 minutes, and then they're shooting 6% from 3, and they keep hammering it. It's just unforced errors. And yes, it's loud in here. It's louder than I think I've ever heard a basketball arena in my life. But that's maybe an excuse for the first couple minutes of play, not for the first full 20.
I will say, if you're listening to this and you ever have a chance to come to Mackey Arena to catch a hoops game, this is something of an atmosphere. But 51 Purdue, 26 Michigan. And as you said, the Wolverines 1 for 16 from downtown. 10 turnovers. On the other side, Purdue is shooting nearly 58% from the field, 43% from three-point range. I mean, it's just been a phenomenal performance by the Boilermakers. No surprise, Braden Smith has led the way for Purdue. He's got 14, 6 for 12 from the field, 0 for 4 from 3. 6 boards, 5 assists to go with it. Usual night in the office for Braden Smith. About 30 seconds away for getting back underway second half. If you're Michigan, what is your sort of goal here? Down 51-26. What is your goal to try to climb back into this one?
I mean, the goal is always to win, but I think they just need to make it respectable. Keep up with the zone that started working for them in the second half. Stop making stupid passes. I mean, there were a lot of mistakes in there just because they were trying to force a pass that was not open. And stop shooting the 3 until it's closer game. Because Danny Wolf airballed one early on in that first half, and the crowd has let him know every time he steps back onto the court. The 3 is not working for you right now, and yes, it feels better to get 3 points on a shot than 2, but that's all you're getting is 1 more point. You'll not close the deficit. Start chipping away at it.
51-26 Purdue. 20 minutes to play, second half. Quote Jason Minetti, broadcaster for Fox and for the Detroit Tigers. He said, basketball game at Mackey Arena is like seeing a game in an active volcano, and it is loud in here. And Michigan has not played a game in an atmosphere like this. And so far, they've come out, and it has shocked them. 51-26 Purdue. About to go back underway, and Amari Burnett will inbound at half court for Trey Donaldson. Starters on the floor for both teams. Wolf, Donaldson, Burnett, Gale Jr., Vlad Golden for Michigan. Cox first, Loyer, Smith, Kaufmann-Renn for the Boilermakers. Here we go, it's with Burnett to inbound. It gets it to Donaldson, here we go. 20 minutes, 51 Purdue, 26 Michigan. Donaldson at the logo, across to Danny Wolf, left wing. Into the corner, Roddy Gale Jr. Gale jabs right, still has his dribble, now puts it on the floor. Look to the post, now skips it right wing for Donaldson. High to the logo for Danny Wolf. Wolf drives right down the alley, spins back. Up top, Amari Burnett. He drives the basketball, kicks it short corner. Wolf had a catch, puts up a one-handed shot. Can't finish. Golden tips the basketball out. Gale Jr. squeezes it at the elbow. Gale drives left, puts it up, extended left arm. Got it. 2 for Roddy Gale Jr. 51-28 Purdue, 19-23 to play here, second half. First 2 points, though, for Michigan. Fletcher Loyer has it left wing, tapped out of bounds by Trey Donaldson, just knocked it out of the hands of Loyer. Loyer will be the inbounder here. Gets it into Braden Smith, the phenomenal point guard, uses a screen from Trey Kaufmann-Renn, drives right, sends it up to Kaufmann-Renn. Hook shot from the elbow, little floater's good for Kaufmann-Renn. 53-28 Purdue. Bit of a push shot, good touch for Trey Kaufmann-Renn, who's been incredibly efficient in his junior season. 53-28 Purdue. Donaldson has it left side for Michigan. Under 19 to go here. Second half. Danny Wolf, top of the key. Look for a handoff now inside. Vlad Golden, he sees a double team. Up top, turns it over. Braden Smith, jump the pass. He drives ahead. One-on-one with Gale, gets in front of him. Man, finishes right side. 55-28, another turnover by Michigan.
And it's the same mistake that they've been making the whole first half. You're just forcing passes that you don't need and aren't available.
Give and go, Roddy Gale Jr. down to the cup, dunks it home. Easy two for Roddy Gale Jr. 55-30 Purdue, 18:23 to play. Give and go action with Golden. Braden Smith has it, the logo. He'll set the table, get a screen from Kaufmann-Renn, moving right, pull up, jumper, nobody near him. Every part of the rim and off, no good. Smith has been automatic from there today. And on the rebound, Donaldson fell to the floor and is called for a travel. (55-30) Purdue, 18:09 to play here. Second half.
One notable improvement, though, even just through the first 2 minutes, is Michigan absolutely looks less frantic. Yes, Purdue's still scoring. Yes, they're still making unforced errors, but they don't look rushed or scared anymore.
Smith uses a Kaufmann-Renn screen to the elbow inside of the big man. Kaufmann-Renn has his dribble, gets a double from Donaldson. Wolf on his back. Sent to the corner, turned it over. Golden came up with it up ahead, and Amari Burnett will push the basketball. Bounce pass to the left side. Gale Jr. takes a dribble, goes up right side, got fouled. Roddy Gale Jr. will shoot a pair. 55-30 Purdue, 17:46 to play second half.
That right there is one of the best sequences we've seen from the Wolverines in this game so far. They played great defense. They forced them to cough the ball up there and then come down. They didn't force a long three ball because they wanted to try and get the points back. They looked for the open man. Yeah, he had to pick up his dribble, but he is rewarded by the foul.
Gale Jr. to the stripe. Nearly an 80% shooter there this year. First free throw up and good. He swirled it home. 55-31. Miles Colvin will check in for C.J. Cox for Purdue. Otherwise, the 4 starters for Purdue with him. 5 starters for Michigan here. 17:46 to play second half. 55-31 Purdue. Gale Jr. second free throw pure. 55-32 now. Braden Smith will bring it up. Good of a floor general as you'll find anywhere in the country. Wears 3 for the Boilermakers. Kaufmann-Renn now at the top of the key. Dribble handoff for Fletcher Loyer. Wide open 3 off of it. No good. Rebound bounces into the hands of Roddy Gale Jr. Vlad Golden to the floor. Gale Jr. will push it ahead 4-on-5. Drives down the left lane. Turns around. Skips at corner. Donaldson now up to the right wing for Danny Wolf. Spin move goes back to his right hand. Drives the basketball inside. Golden up for the Kajama stuff. Vlad Golden with one hand. 55-34.
And that is exactly the path the Wolverines need to take if they want to get back in this one. That was pretty much perfect in all areas. And then they were successful. They were rewarded for it. That was good basketball.
Braden Smith up top now to the post. Kaufmann-Renn on the left block. Golden guards him. Kaufmann-Renn dribbles right hand, looks for a righty hook, doesn't put it up, picks it up into the corner. Open shooter is Colvin. Three-pointer is short. Kaufmann-Renn tips it, no good. And a foul on the floor will go on Trey Kaufmann-Renn. He swatted at Vlad Golden.
Purdue foul number 4, Trey Kaufmann-Renn, his third, team second.
55-34 Purdue, 16:49 to play here, second half.
In the game for the Boilermakers, 34, Riley Burgess.
Riley Burgess will check in for Kaufmann-Renn for Purdue. Donaldson will bring the basketball up. Colvin shadowing him. Donaldson across half court. He'll set up the offense right to the logo. Up top to Golden. He's at the top of the key. Dribble handoff. Danny Wolf has it. Wolf goes down the right alley. Picks up his dribble. Goes into contact. Forces it up. And the foul is on the floor.
Purdue foul number 1, Caleb First, his first, team third.
Don't look now. Mini 6-0 run for Michigan over the last minute 54.
I guess you're not superstitious, are you?
Not particularly. Just don't believe that anybody down there can hear what I'm saying all the way up in the rafters. Wolf, open 3 off the inbound, right wing 3. No good. Came up short. Burgess the rebound for Purdue.
Oh, they just showed a little Scooby-Doo gif. Sorry, that's not important, but it is to me.
Caleb First has it left wing. Picks up his dribble, hands it off. Braden Smith thought about the 3 on the left wing. Now brings a screen for First and a double screen with Burgess. Smith dribbles around it on the elbow. Has Roddy Gale Jr. on him. Up top, Burgess. Wide open 3. Got it! Second 3 for the freshman Burgess off the bench. 58-34 Purdue. 16 minutes to play second half. Wolf dribbles, turns it over, threw it to nobody except Miles Colvin. He'll push it ahead, crosses over. Donaldson tried to stuff it through hands, didn't get it, went off the rim and back down. 60-34 Purdue. Everything going the Boilermakers' way. Danny Wolf, right wing for Michigan now to Donaldson high on the left side. Now back to Wolf on the right side. Wolf looks inside, gets it to Golden, extended arm. Golden puts up a floater, no good, gets his own rebound, goes back up with it, blocked by the rim. Third try and he's fouled. 116 media timeout afterward. Golden will go to the stripe. 60-34 Purdue.
I like what the Wolverines have been doing in the early minutes of the second half, where they've really kind of turned to Golden down low, forcing him, forcing the ball down there. They're drawing a lot of fouls and also just having success. I think it's a lot better of looks than they were getting through the first 20, and it's been successful so far. And also you jinxed it, so.
They can hear me. But a little bit more in control there for Michigan to start the second half, but the problem is when you trail by a deficit as large as this one, 60-34 Purdue right now, you need more than a little bit more control.
I'll also mention it now since we have a little break. Called Braden Smith the field general. That man just looks like a general. This dude, you could tell me that this was a photo of someone who fought at Gettysburg, and I would believe you.
Well, there was a sign somewhere in the Purdue student section that made it on a Jumbotron of Smith's head
and I saw that.
And a military uniform.
And I said, oh, ha, they gave him a fake beard.
But they didn't.
I didn't know. That's his beard. That's
Smith's been rocking the beard this year.
That man is in a Ken Burns Civil War documentary as we speak. They're putting bluegrass music over the narration of one of his letters.
I mean, and Smith, obviously, the junior, him and Foster Loyer have both started every game of their careers at Purdue, now juniors, having as good of a year as he's had.
Smith is terrorizing this team.
He's carving them up.
He is completely unstoppable. He only doesn't score if he misses. They're not stopping him. They can't scheme around him. Like, he is literally just a wrecking ball for the Purdue Boilermakers right now. And the Wolverines, the best they can do is trying to force him to give it to someone else. And that's when they've had their most success.
And the thing with Smith is, even when he's not the one taking a shot, he just makes the right decisions. He has 16 today, 7 for 14 from the field, 7 assists, approaching his average of 8.8 per game. But I mean, he has constantly been able to just use a screen, get a pull-up jumper at the elbow. He's had that every time he's wanted it tonight.
And it's also just one of the most notable storylines in this game is that the Purdue offense is electric. They're connecting, they know where everyone is at all times. And it's so much more obvious when you look at Michigan where they're just stagnant. I mean, if you had told me that they had gone out, this was the first time they ever played basketball with each other, I would probably believe you. Because they just don't have any kind of connection the way that the Boilermakers do right now, and it's extremely evident.
Doesn't help when Michigan is 1 for 17 from 3. And also, obviously, a lot of credit to this Purdue defense. Cox and Smith have been terrorizing the Wolverine guards at the top, and everybody else has played their role spectacularly on that end. Matt Painter has to be so happy with how his team has played so far.
They're forcing the Wolverines to take some of the worst three-point shots that they can. They're taking them from, out at the logo on fast breaks because they're just trying to get something going, or off awkward passes that get there, about the same time the defender does. They don't have good looks right now. They're not capable of getting them, and they really should probably turn away from it for the time being.
60-34 Purdue, 15:26 to play here in the second half. Under 16 media timeout is over, and Glad Golden will shoot a pair. First trip to the stripe today for Golden. First free throw is nothing but net. 72% shooter from there so far this season. Golden has really come into his own as of late for Michigan. Second free throw up and down for Golden.
If there's any consolation, they've looked great from the free throw line tonight. Notable compared to Purdue, who have missed quite a few.
9 for 10 for Michigan from the line. Braden Smith sets things up, gets the screen from Loyer. Now one from Caleb First. Adds it at the top of the heat. Donaldson sticks with him. Tough floater on the move. Banked it home. Good for Braden Smith. 62-36 Purdue. 15 minutes to play here in Mackey Arena. Golden catches it just shallow. 3-point line at the wing on the left side. Hands it now for Roddy Gale Jr. He'll send it over to Wolf, right wing. Wolf spin move. Sends it behind him for Namari Burnett. He'll try a triple. And he got fouled in the landing zone by Caleb First. And Burnett, for the second time tonight, will shoot 3 at the stripe.
Well, this has been the most successful place for the Wolverines to get their points. Burnett 3 for 3. I'll knock on wood because unlike somebody, I am suspicious.
So 3 free throws for Burnett. He did go 3 for 3 the first time. 62-36 Purdue. Burnett spins the basketball, has that wide base, especially at the stripe. First free throw, pure. Michigan without a field goal in the last 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Gotten some at the charity stripe. 2 more shots now for Burnett. 62-37 Purdue. Second free throw for Burnett is good. Trey Kaufmann-Renn will return for Caleb First.
Against the Boilermakers, number 4, Trey Kaufmann-Renn.
So for Purdue, it's Kaufmann-Renn, Burgess, Loyer, Miles Colvin, Braden Smith. For Michigan, Donaldson, Gale Jr., Burnett, Wolf, and Golden. Burnett, third free throw, it's short. And the rebound squeezed by Colvin off a bounce. 62-38 Purdue, 14:37 to play here in the second half. Smith has it left wing, uses the screen from Kaufmann-Renn, splits 2 defenders inside Kaufmann-Renn left side. Now works back to the basket on Golden, turns to a righty hook shot, it's up and down. Tough shot for Trey Kaufmann-Renn, but that's his game. 2 more on the board for Purdue. 64-38 Boilermakers, 14:14 to play. Danny Wolf has it left wing, now spins back to the top of the key. Handoff for Donaldson. Donaldson swings it. Burnett, 1 more at the corner. Roddy Gale Jr. drives the baseline inside Golden. Good pocket pass. Golden puts it up left hand good. 64-40 in favor of Purdue. Under 14 to go now. Loyer has it top of the key. Gets it to Braden Smith. He's downhill. Now steps back. Gale Jr. blew right by him, but Smith will slow it down at the logo. Brings Kaufmann-Renn forward for a screen. Uses it moving to his right down the lanes. Fades away. Another toughie and another make for Braden Smith. 66-40. Wolf drives down the lane in a hurry. Got fouled. He'll go to the stripe.
There is no reason why every play that's drawn up on the Michigan bench right now shouldn't end in someone driving to the basket, because this is the most fragile, volatile that the Purdue defense has looked in this entire game.
Wolf will shoot 2. He's yet to go to the stripe today. He's struggled there a bit this season. Under 60%. First free throw good. Quiets the chance of air ball. Reuben Jones will come back on for Michigan for Roddy Gale Jr. Camden Heide and Jakari Harris will come on for Purdue. 66-41 Purdue, 13:31 to play here in the second half in Mackey Arena. It's all Boilermakers so far. Second free throw good for Wolf, 66-42 Purdue now. Braden Smith will bring it across the timeline. Namari Burnett has the matchup this possession. Smith picks up his dribble. Now bounce it to Loyer at the top of the key. Loyer drives down, picks it up at the free throw line. Pull-up jumper, rattles it home. 2 more for Fletcher Loyer, 68-42 Purdue. Wolf has it at the top of the key. Heide guarding it. Wolf skip pass, intercepted by Smith. He ran it down, able to save it in the middle of the floor. Jakari Harris squeezed it. What a steal by Braden Smith. Harris drives down, kicks it. Loyer on the move. Right corner 3 is short. Rebound Burnett, he'll push it ahead. Burnett one-on-one with Smith, Euro step, slows down, decelerates, couldn't bank it home, it's tipped back out. Donaldson runs it down, throws it to Burnett, thought about a corner 3 in front of his bench, but stumbled, and the ball's poked away from Golden, who had it in the post. Another turnover. Smith will push it ahead, crossover on Donaldson, to the right hand, to the cup, 2 more. Braden Smith flexing his muscles, he goes back down, 70-42 Purdue, 12:24 to play. Wolf sets things up right wing for Michigan. Purdue 7 for their last 8 from the field. Skip pass left corner. Donaldson puts up a 3. Got it. Much needed answer. Second 3 for Michigan. They're now 2 for 18 from range. 70-45. Still decimation so far by the Boilermakers. Purdue ball screen action. Smith and Kaufmann-Renn. He'll kick it into the left wing for Loyer, who just missed the triple. Reuben Jones the rebound. He'll leave it for Donaldson left wing. Use the Wolf screen now up top to Wolf. Wolf crosses over, looks inside. Now gives it to Reuben Jones. He'll reset things on the right side, gets it into Golden. He's doubled in the post, forces one up. Got nothing with the side of the backboard. He wanted a foul call, doesn't get it. Timeout on the floor. Under 12 media timeout. 70 Purdue, 45 Michigan.
And I know it feels a little like a broken record because this has been an issue for the Wolverines all season, but I feel like mentioning turnovers is completely fair game when it's 15-3. Now Purdue is sneaky. They've done a great job of not just intercepting passes but picking pockets, and they're very, aware. They're really high IQ plays, so maybe they're just better at stealing the ball than other teams. But the Wolverines are just barely holding on to it, making silly passes. There's the floor general sign that they just showed. I'm not joking. I swear. I saw this man at the Abraham Lincoln Museum. He was in the exhibit. Anyway, it's just, again, painfully noticeable in this one specifically. The Wolverines don't have the ball control that Purdue does. And when you play teams that aren't as good at that at Purdue, you don't get exposed. But in this one, it's not the worst thing that's happened because obviously you can look at the score, but it's the most painful for me to watch.
I mean, just looking at the numbers of the point guards, you look at assist to turnover for Trey Donaldson, 1 assist to 5 turnovers. And on the other side, Braden Smith, 7 assists to just 1 turnover. Smith has just been so good, and he always just plays at his own pace, but that has shown through tonight, perhaps more than any other night of this season. Got 22, an efficient 22, along with 7 assists, 6 rebounds, and 4 steals. He's done everything. And Smith came into this game leading the Big Ten in assists and steals. Only player to ever do that in this conference was Mike Conley in 2007 for Ohio State.
Yeah, just kind of painful. I've run out of smart things to say. The dance team just performed. And again, just for the Wolverines, everything has been in fits and starts. They can't get anything cohesive going. And I know it's like such a trite cliche to say like, oh, well, it's loud in here. The atmosphere. But truly, I think they got so rattled within the first few minutes of this one. I mean, I was rattled, and I was just sitting up here, that they fell into a hole, and once that happened, Purdue had them mentally. And once you lose mentally, it's very hard to come back from, no matter how well you play.
Out of juice in this Mackey Arena crowd in West Lafayette. 70 Purdue, 45 Michigan, 11:32 to play here. Michigan has on the floor Cheddar, Wolf, Donaldson, Jones, and Burnett. For the Boilermakers, it's Kaufmann-Renn, Heidi, Harris will be the inbounder, Braden Smith, and Cox. Michigan flashing full court pressure here. 11:32 to play, 70-45 Purdue. You're listening to WCBN Sports, the official student radio of the University of Michigan. Thank you to those of you sticking with us in a game that, you can rarely call a game with 11:32 left to play, but I don't know about this one.
I don't hate the choice to move to a full court press. However, because Purdue has taken such advantage of fast breaks and such, I can see them just getting the ball in quickly and making the Wolverines pay for it a little bit.
They get it into Cox, who after the crossing half court leaves it for Braden Smith. He'll hand it off behind him for Heidi. Now over to Jakari Harris, back up for Smith. Uses the Kaufmann-Renn screen to his right. It's hedged by Cheddar. Now another screen moving left. Here comes Smith down the alley inside Kaufmann-Renn. He'll put it up right hand, right side. Got it! And one. Took a bump from Will Cheddar. 2 more plus the foul for Trey Kaufmann-Renn. 72-45 Purdue, 11:13 to play. I mean, that possession was just an encapsulation of what Braden Smith brings to this team, just weaving around ball screen after ball screen, eventually gets downhill and finds his big man for 2. Kaufmann-Renn misses the free throw, Burnett the rebound. Amari Burnett will bring it up, he has it right wing, now sends it Wolf, bottom of the 3 left wing, now drives the basketball. Heidi on it, picks it up. High to the left side of the logo, Donaldson, baseball pass inside to Cheddar, off the mark, a turnover for Michigan. There's 16.
Just a bit outside.
The freshmen LJ Kaysen and Justin Pippen will come in for Amari Burnett and Trey Donaldson. Saw both of those freshman guards in the first half. 72-45 Purdue, under 11 to play here in Mackey. Smith will bring it up. Kaufmann-Renn comes up to set a screen. Uses it with a right pocket pass, Kaufmann-Renn, leaning shot in the lane, missed it. It'll go out of bounds off of Purdue. But again, another smart decision out of the pick and roll for Braden Smith. Kaufmann-Renn had a good look at a floater. He's got good touch in the paint, just couldn't get that one. Ruben Jones across the timeline for Michigan, leaves it for Kaysen. Cross court pass, Danny Wolf, deep right wing 3 off the back iron. Ruben Jones swats it out like a volleyball player to Wolf, who has it. Now Kaysen left wing. Wolf again right wing, pump fakes a 3, sidesteps to his left, thought about it, didn't get it off. Hits a cutting Justin Pippen, pass tapped away by CJ Cox, who has been phenomenal on the defensive end tonight. Jakari Harris right wing, now Kaufmann-Renn up top. Kaufmann-Renn pressured by Cheddar, puts it on the deck, gives it to Cox. He'll use a screen and a foul called there on the floor.
Wolverines have had 4 turnovers in the last 3.5 minutes. So, yeah, just kind of befuddling why they keep going for the 3 ball. I know the saying is you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, but if it's beyond the arc for the Wolverines, you miss 90% of the shots that you do.
2 for 19, just over 10% for Michigan. Foul there went on Kaysen, who ran into the screener. Trey Kaufmann-Renn. Purdue gets it in to Braden Smith at the Purdue logo. Smith double screen, uses Kaufmann-Renn to his right, now up top, Kaufmann-Renn. Kaufmann-Renn jabs right, goes left, picks up his dribble. Handoff action for Jakari Harris. He drives down the right alley, puts it up, high hand, got it! Jakari Harris on the board once more. He's got 4 off the bench, the freshman from Atlanta with 2 more. 74-45 Purdue. Kaysen on the block, surveys, kicks it out. Justin Pippen, top of the key, lost the basketball, now has it back, drives down the right lane, turns around, puts it up left hand, can't get it. And off the rebound, it goes out of bounds off of Purdue. It'll stay with Michigan. They'll put a foul, on Braden Smith under the basket, fighting for the rebound. (74-45) Purdue, 9:30 to go.
A child dressed as a hot dog wants to make sure that his displeasure with that call was known.
Mr. Hot Dog took off his glasses.
I like doing that. I can't even judge. I do that all the time. Normally at Yost.
7th team foul on Purdue. Gadiel Jr. at the stripe. Second foul on Braden Smith.
Again, I think that previous defensive sequence for the Wolverines kind of highlights what's so frustrating is that they had done a great job initially of creating pressure and confusion, but then once breaks containment, Harris is able to drive down the right side and just nobody's really there to pressure him whatsoever. They have good moments, they just can't sync them together.
1-1 for Roddy Gale Jr. Michigan without a point in 2 minutes, 40 seconds. Front end is good for Gale Jr. Cuts it to 74-46 Purdue. Second free throw up for Gale Jr. is good. He got both. 74-47. 9:30 to go. Golden back on the floor for Michigan. Golden, Gale Jr., L.J. Kaysen, Justin Pippen, Reuben Jones for Michigan. For Purdue, it's Braden Smith, C.J. Cox, Jakari Harris, Camden Heide, Trey Kaufmann-Renn. It's into Cox up the left side. L.J. Kaysen matched up with him. Cox between the legs, gets across half court. Now dribbles left wing, picks it up. Kaufmann-Renn, short corner, back to the basket. Now faces up, Golden guarding him. Goes right, spins back to his left, half spin. Lost the basketball, good help from Reuben Jones. Roddy Gale Jr. comes up with it. He'll push the floor, crossover, left hand, drives down the alley, kicks in the corner. Reuben Jones couldn't corral the pass. 18th turnover for Michigan. 74-47 Purdue, 9:05 to play. Braden Smith will bring it up. Justin Pippen matched up with him. Smith picks up his dribble, gives it to Cox. Just in front of the timeline, now sends it to Trey Kaufmann-Renn. Cox gets it back here, left to the logo, now to the logo for Braden Smith. He uses a pick from Kaufmann-Renn. It was Hedge, now into Kaufmann-Renn at the free throw line. Kaufmann-Renn one-on-one with Golden, goes into him, nearly lost the basketball, picks it back up, and a whistle blows.
Looked a little lost for a second there. I mean, he had 4 defensemen in front of him, but none of them were close. And it might be the first time I've heard shoot it tonight from a lot of people.
They'll put the foul on Roddy Gale Jr. Braden Smith will inbound it from the baseline, gets it to Jakari Harris, left corner three, no good. Good look though, off the baseline out of bounds play. Michigan pushes it up to Roddy Gale Jr. on the left wing, uses a Golden screen moving right. Lob pass to Golden, too high. Make it 19 turnovers for Michigan. And that wasn't a bad read by Roddy Gale Jr. He had Golden streaking to the cup as a roll man, just couldn't hit him.
They're just, you know, honoring the Michigan football team this most recent season.
74-47, 8:20 and ticking to play here in Mackey Arena. Braden Smith used a Kaufmann-Renn screen to his right. Behind the back pass, inside Kaufmann-Renn rolls to the basket, and he's fouled by Golden, who reaches his hands up, looking at the referee, thought he got all ball. And Braden Smith got a little fancy with the behind the back pass. It was nearly a turnover. Good hands from Kaufmann-Renn, who earns a trip to the stripe.
Well, we can't all be perfect, I guess.
Kaufmann-Renn will shoot a pair.
They're only shooting barely over 50% from the line. Now more than barely. But
Kaufmann-Renn, a 60% shooter, rattled home the first. 75-47 Boilermakers. Kaufmann-Renn, the junior from Sellersburg, Indiana. Second free throw, toilet pulls out, rebound Reuben Jones. Jones, right wing, picks it up, skip pass to Justin Pippen, left wing. Pippen sends it back up for Roddy Gale Jr., top of the key. Now he sets up on the right wing, Foster Loyer guarding him. Roddy Gale, bounce pass up top, Justin Pippen, now back to Gale, catch and shoot three, right wing is good. Roddy Gale Jr. for three. Make Michigan 3 for 20 from long range. $75-50. Smith drives down, thought about a shot at the elbow, inside, Kaufmann-Renn, push shot, rolls off. Rebound squeezed by Golden, who's fouled. That'll bring us to the under 8 media timeout. 75 Purdue, 50 Michigan. The difference, 1 quarter. 25 points, 75-50, 7:34 to play.
And obviously, the goal in every game is to win. Everybody knows that. But I think if you can bring it within under 20, I think you can count that as a moral victory if you're the Wolverines, because at times this game has gotten, 30 points out of hand. So I think ending under 20 deficit, maybe you don't get yelled at quite as much on the bus back home. I don't know though.
Still domination so far all night, really, by the Boilermakers. They lead 75-50 over the visiting Michigan Wolverines.
As the national leader in
This has just been an impressive performance by a Boilermakers squad that last time in this building lost their only loss at home all season long to the Ohio State Buckeyes by 3. They've come back, another chance at home to get right. And I mean, they've knocked the wind out of Michigan and then some.
Again, I know it's dramatic to say that, you know, this was over within the first few minutes, but I really just think it was jarring. Like, I've never been in a building that's gotten as loud as this one has, and you're just not prepared for it mentally. And once that first mistake happens and it's followed by the second, it just kind of snowballs out of control. And they've done, at times, they've, you know, played very respectable basketball. They've looked like they've had a chance to maybe crawl back in it, but it just always felt a little too great.
The action in the second half, a tie, 24-24. Problem is, Michigan trailed 51-26 at halftime.
It's like once you put yourself in that hole, you've got to be lights out in the second half. It's very hard to recover from that. And I need to say it, sorry. I'm too silly. I know I've been too silly. I hate mascots that are people, but they're just wearing like a person head. It's awful. He's scary.
But he's shooting t-shirts into the crowd.
I don't like that. Feels like a threat. It feels like he's aiming. I don't like it. I don't care for it. I hate it in every sport, all instances. Just put a guy in a hat. Like Notre Dame and their little leprechaun man. Just put a guy in a hat. That's fine. That's enough. I get it. It's a person.
Owen Crain, who called the first half, probably would love to see a little Boilermaker running around on the floor, but unfortunately that's not the mascot walking around right now.
Owen Crain mentioned he was going to look up how many schools have trains as their official
Yeah, I don't think he got
mascot,
that number
but
on
I
the
don't
broadcast.
think he did. So we don't know either. This is also my first time at Purdue. Is it yours?
Mine too. And I've wanted to come see Mackey Arena, and it's been a show here. I mean, this building is still filled to the brim. 7:34 to play. Purdue by 25, 75-50. This crowd has been incredible. I mean, we really haven't talked about it. Is Golden about to go to the stripe? 75-50 Purdue. What a program Matt Painter has built here, and his ability to find guys who maybe are a little under-recruited and build something around them as Golden makes the first free throw. Just so incredible. I mean, the 3 stars, Loyer, Smith, Kaufmann-Renn, all from the state of Indiana. Smith only a 3-star. C.J. Cox, a 3-star who had no high major offers until Purdue offered him in the middle of this summer. Just finding diamonds in the rough, and now you've got Cox as a freshman starter. Braden Smith started since he was a freshman. Just incredible recruiting, incredible talent development in this Purdue program. Back to action, Loyer sends it up for Braden Smith, left side of the logo, 75-52. Golden got 2 at the stripe, 7:16 to play. Jakari Harris now right wing matched up with Pippen, sends it to Loyer, pump fake to 3 at the top of the key, dribbles it in, and got fouled on the floor by Kaysen. Kaysen was on his hip, Loyer drew the contact. Sam Walters would come in for LJ Kaysen. Walters really hasn't played much tonight. 6'10 sharpshooter off the Michigan bench. Smith will be the trigger man. Short corner, right side of the baseline. Gets it in Loyer, short corner. He dribbles in, floaters up. Both sides of the rim, no good. Tip attempt from Riley Burgess, rattled off as well. Rebound squeezed by Reuben Jones. Up to Sam Walters, now Roddy Gale Jr. left corner, drives it in, inside Golden. Rips through, puts it up right hand, got it. Little hook shot for Vlad Golden, 75-54. Deficit down to 21, 7-0 Michigan run if you're keeping an eye on that number. Last time I said it, immediately jinxed it. Purdue went on a run of their own.
And so you said it again.
Gotta paint the picture. Braden Smith sends it, Loyer on the move, top of the key 3, open, got it, he canned it. And there goes the run, Fletcher Loyer for 3, 78-54 Purdue. Gale Jr. passed, went through the hands of Golden. Jakari Harris tipped it, nearly able to save it. Goes out of bounds right into the hands of his head coach, Matt Painter. Michigan will inbound it there.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just, noting.
Superstitious.
Yeah, and it's paid off for me and not for you, so.
78-54 Purdue, 6:25 to play here. Second half. Foster Loyer up to 15. No surprise. When you look at this Boilermaker team on paper, big part of the show, the three studs, Loyer, Smith, Kaufmann-Renn, they're all in double figures. The only Boilermakers in double figures, all efficient. Loyer 15, Smith 22, 13 Kaufmann-Renn. Justin Pippen drives it, pocket pass into Golden, who tripped and fell. It goes out of bounds off of him. Purdue basketball, another turnover for Michigan.
They're at least getting creative with them now.
20th turnover for Michigan, just 4 the other way for Purdue.
Finding new and innovative ways to turn the basketball over.
Smith used a Kaufmann-Renn screen to his right. It's hedged by Vlad Golden. Ruben Jones now sticks with Smith, drives down the right alley, puts up a shot too strong off the glass. He got fouled, though, by Ruben Jones. Braden Smith will shoot a pair. He's a phenomenal free throw shooter. 78-54 Purdue, 5:54 to play here in Mackey Arena in West Lafayette, Indiana.
And Purdue notably really has not let up off the gas at all. They've kept the majority of their starters in. And, they're going to run up the score. They've got a point to prove after, like you mentioned, their last loss. Ranked matchup. Might as well make it extravagant.
First free throw good for Smith. And depending on how the Wolverines finish this season, this very likely will be a quad one win for Purdue. The Wolverines have such a tough schedule still to play. They have another game with Purdue in Ann Arbor, home and home against Michigan State. They've got a ranked Oregon squad, a ranked Illinois squad. They've also got a Maryland team that just beat that Illinois team in Champaign. Tough schedule for Michigan, chance to pick up some wins. Sam Walters, corner three, good. Off a nice pass from Roddy Gale Jr. Sam Walters on the board. Three-pointer for Michigan. Haven't seen a ton of those tonight. 80-57 Purdue. Braden Smith, high left side of the logo. Now sets up things at the top. Brings Kaufmann-Renn over for a high ball screen. Moving left, Ruben Jones sticks with Braden Smith. Now over to Loyer on the right side. Loyer surveys. Now to Kaufmann-Renn. Looks for dribble handoff action with Smith. Sam Walters denied it. Gets to Loyer. He'll dribble into a pull-up three, top of the key. And he got it. Hit the back iron and rattled home. Everything going with Purdue. Roddy Gale Jr. drives it inside. Out to Donaldson. One more. Walters, same spot as last time. Couldn't get the three to go this time. Ruben Jones the rebound around the horn for Michigan. Donaldson pump fake left wing. Passing to Walters. Same spot, left corner. This one no good as well. Ruben Jones fighting for the board. Couldn't come down with it. Braden Smith squeezed it off of bounds. 83-57 Purdue. 4:37 and ticking to play here. Smith sets up left wing. Ruben Jones guarding and Loyer thought about a three inside rally Burgess. And he's tied up by Roddy Gale Jr. Jump ball. Good hands there from Roddy Gale Jr.
In the game for Michigan, number 1, Danny Wolf,
83-57 Purdue. 4:29 to play. Cheddar and Wolf in for Golden and Gale Jr. for Michigan.
Also in the game for Purdue, number 1, Caleb.
Couple of substitutions for Purdue as well. First will come on with CJ Cox. He'll join Kaufmann-Renn, Colvin, and Braden Smith. Kaufmann-Renn drives it. Nobody stops him. Goes in the lane. Put it up over Wolf. Good. Trey Kaufmann-Renn. Two more. 85-57. Donaldson double crossover. Dribbles down the lane. Puts up a floater in it. Too short. Rebound squeezed by Colvin. 85-57 Purdue. Braden Smith will bring it up. Matched up with Trey Donaldson. Uses a screen from first. Now a bounce pass to CJ Cox. He gives it to Kaufmann-Renn, right wing. Dribble handoff action. Now a pocket pass to a cutting Braden Smith. He'll reset it out. Sam Walters crosses over again. Dribbles inside. Pocket pass to first. He'll put it on the deck. Working off Wolf. Gets it up and in. Strong finish for Caleb First. 87-57 Purdue. 3:34 to play. Wolf right wing. Open three is up and no good. Rebound bounce around. Donaldson able to save it in the corner. Sends it way up. Ruben Jones there. Over to Wolf, right wing. He thought about a three again. Now sends it into the right corner. Donaldson jabs right. Now jabs right once more. Jabs right a third time and dribbles it left. Into the corner, Walters. Now back up, Donaldson left wing. He'll pull up for three after a step to his left. Pure Trey Donaldson for three. 87-60 Purdue, 3:05 to play.
That made someone in the Michigan parents section, so I'm assuming his mother, very happy at least.
Braden Smith across the timeline. He'll take a timeout. It looks like a couple bench guys will come in for Purdue. I spot Will Berg for certain. Matt Painter taking out his lead dogs. 87-60 Boilermakers, 2:55 to play.
Yeah, Purdue hadn't really let their foot off the gas for the entirety of that one. Now, with 3 minutes to go, feel safe enough to go ahead and rest your guys for the next one. Feels pretty handily in the bag.
Boilermakers have not taken their foot off the gas pedal. Braden Smith has played all 37 minutes of this ball game. He averages nearly 36 minutes a game.
The general has to fight with his troops, yes.
That's not a general who goes behind the army.
Lost the war.
He's at the front.
Who are they? Sorry, someone just held up a photo on their phone. I was trying to figure out who it was. Also have to note, since I feel like the Titanic Orchestra at this point, okay? Like, it's going down, I'm having fun. They show, like, every time Purdue does something good on offense, they use, like, the 4 side video screens to show, like, some sort of GIF. It's dumb. We need to wrap it up, okay? Every time, that's too much. And they're all, like, very millennial. Some of them are even older than millennial. They had a No Soup for You Seinfeld one up there.
What do you think of this one?
Freddie Mercury is an icon, and I love him dearly.
There you go.
And it's not a GIF, it's a video.
It's a video. Getting an AO back from the crowd. You know, a couple people heading to the exit, but this is still a nearly full crowd here in Mackey, with the Boilermakers leading by 27 with 2:55 to play.
It's also
faithful fans here in Purdue.
Freezing outside, so maybe they're just trying to delay their exit as long as possible.
'87-60 Purdue. Thank you for those of you sticking with us here on WCBN Sports, the official student radio, the University of Michigan. I'm Alex Miller. Alongside me, Kendall Spencer, Owen Crain, and Simon Bleier had the first half. And even with this ball game, that really from the jump has just been Purdue domination. It's been fun to be in this environment here in Mackey Arena in West Lafayette. Will Berg in there, along with Brian Liddell, off the Purdue bench. Along with Cox, Colvin, and Furs. Michigan still 5 rotation players in there. Wolf, Reuben Jones, Wilt Cheddar, Sam Walters, Trey Donaldson.
Will Berg from Sweden. Fun to play basketball. I guess he was too tall for hockey.
Inbound pass into Berg. He'll send it now to Liddell. On the left wing, Sam Walters matched up with him. Over to Colvin, moving around a Berg screen, off ball, pulls up at the free throw line, shot short, rebound squeezed by Cox off a Reuben Jones tip, and a foul on the floor. Goes on Michigan.
Speaking of hockey, if you're still with us, once this one is over, you could probably go listen to the hockey broadcast, as we have WCBN on a road trip in Madison, Wisconsin, calling a game that has a little more hope than this one. So in 2 minutes and 44 seconds, you can go switch to Zach and Eddie in Madison, Wisconsin.
Media timeout over here.
They got a fun little score bug. Got cheese on it. I just want to shout that out because it's really fun. I also want to complain, last thing I'm going to complain about this arena. Play a real song. They don't play real songs. Everything is like one continuous remix into each other. Stop it. Play a song. Just play one song all the way through. Maybe this is my like most boomer take, but it's okay. Like, it's okay to just play the songs as they were written. Don't make an EDM remix out of Sweet Child of Mine.
All I can say, though, is whatever they're doing clearly works, because this crowd from the onset has been loose and energetic and loud, most importantly.
That is true. Maybe it's because they're all really passionate about how they want them to play a whole song.
87-60 Purdue, 2:44 to play here in Mackey Arena.
13 years old from Zionsville, Indiana. Fans, let's hear it one more time after tonight's Boilermaker Kids Club members of the game. To learn more about how you can join the Kids Club and experiences like this, visit BoilerKids.com. You can join Purdue Hoops live on the radio on Mondays at 6:30 p.m. on the Purdue Basketball Live Show, presented by
87-60 to play, 87-60 to score, 2:44 to play here in Mackey. Pretty much just formality left here at this point.
Don't forget, you can also join in person at walkouts in the Purdue Memorial Union.
Pretty much back-to-back media timeouts here.
And yeah, like I mentioned earlier, getting this maybe under 20 would be a bit of a moral victory, especially now that they're starting to put in some backups for the Boilermakers, have a chance to maybe make this one look a little less painful than it was.
No matter what the final score is, though, I mean,
this was a beatdown.
This is a beatdown.
Yeah, and there's no debating that, but having it look a little better, you know, on the final score doesn't hurt.
And I said it earlier, but this schedule for Michigan really doesn't get any easier the rest of the way, and that's the nature of such a good Big Ten conference this year. But after this one, they have Penn State at home, then they go out to Rutgers, 2 games that are winnable for the Wolverines to sort of get back in the swing of things. But then after that, they've got a ranked Oregon team at home, they go to Bloomington, then this same Purdue team comes to Ann Arbor, then Michigan goes out to Columbus, a team that's playing their best basketball of the season right now, just beat Purdue on this floor, and they get Michigan State at home. 1-and-1 free throw, first one good for CJ Cox. 88-60 Purdue. And the second good as well for Cox. Justin Pippen in there for Michigan. He'll bring the basketball up. Pippen, Kaysen, Cheddar, Sam Walters, Reuben Jones for Michigan on offense. Now Walters catches it right corner. Sends it up top. Kaysen drives to his right side. Spins back up top. Cheddar left wing 3 is up. No good off the back iron. Walters trying to squeeze the rebound. He could not. It goes out of bounds. Purdue basketball. (89-60) Boilermakers. 2:23 to go here. For Purdue, it's Cox, Colvin, Waddell, Burgess, and Berg. Cox sends it to Colvin, left side, gets it back now. Sam Walters on him, looking at an off-ball action. Now Cox puts the ball on the deck, gets a screen from Berg, moving right. Over to Burgess, he looks inside. 6 on the shot clock, gets inside Berg, up top Cox, right wing. Sidestep triple is up and short, no good for Cox. LJ Kaysen will put it ahead to Justin Pippen. Got up to 3 on the left wing. Now slows things down. Still has his dribble, drives right. Up top Kaysen, one more Walters. Thought about a 3 in the right corner, now drives the ball into the lane. Puts it up, goes to the floor, couldn't finish it. Rebound Cox on a bounce. Up top, Colvin will push it. Now to Waddell, short corner, he'll drive it in the baseline. And rattle it home and one. No, they'll put the foul on the, I believe he stepped actually out on the baseline. That's the call. Waddell stepped out on the baseline. Excuse me, my apologies there. Live, I thought that he did. Whistle, I thought, came a little late there.
And a lucky break for the Wolverines, who again have just gotten a little frantic again, trying to get some more points on the board and making unforced errors.
Walters wide open, 3 in the left corner is pure. 89-63 Purdue. Minute 15 to go here. What a game this has been for Matt Painter's Boilermakers. Obviously last year in the national championship game, lost to UConn. Colvin open 3, top of the key. No good off the back iron. Rebound Reuben Jones. But this team obviously without Zach Edey, but still returned a lot of talent, a lot of young guys developing, and This Purdue team looks like it'll be dangerous down the stretch. Will Cheddar wide open, top of the key three, no good. Reuben Jones the rebound. Kaysen will try a three right wing off of that. Clanked it, nothing but the backboard. Rebound Will Cheddar, he'll go to work inside, hits a cutting Kaysen driving the right alley, picks up his dribble and turns it over through the pass to Riley Burgess. 89-63 Purdue. 35 seconds to play, turnover there. Colvin passed it to Reuben Jones. He'll push it ahead, nobody will stop him. He'll rise up with two hands and he got blocked from behind by Colvin, a foul called. Colvin was chasing the play, looked like he was jogging, accelerated to make it interesting, commits the foul. 89-63 Purdue, just under 30 seconds to play here in Mackey.
At the line for Michigan, shooting two, number 15, Reuben Jones.
Reuben Jones will shoot the pair. First free throw is no good. And they are still loud here in Mackey Arena. It's 89-63 Purdue. Could not tell based on this crowd as Reuben Jones gets the second. I believe it would have been free French fries for the Purdue faithful if someone on Michigan missed a pair. But Reuben Jones gets some boos as he knocks down the second.
And they might not leave this one with French fries, but they will leave with a dominant victory, and I think that's probably a little bit more enjoyable.
Shot clock dark, Purdue can dribble it out. And Justin Pippen reaching for a steal, slaps CJ Cox across the face, reaching for the basketball. Some Boo Birds ring down once again here in Mackey Arena. And that'll send Cox to the stripe. 1-and-1 here. 8th team foul on Michigan. Again, all formality, 89-64. First free throw good for CJ Cox. Puts him in double figures, he's got 10.
And all jokes aside, very impressive showing from Mackey Arena and the Purdue faithful tonight. They definitely helped their team out in this one more than the stat sheet might show.
Second free throw good for Cox, 91-64 Purdue. 7 seconds, Kaysen will push it ahead, drive to the cup, and throw it away. Turnover with 3.4, and obviously this game well over, but this has been a sort of the story for Michigan. Turnover number 22 for the Wolverines to just 6 for Purdue. Dribble it out, and that'll do it. 91 Purdue, 64 Michigan. May and Painter shake hands briefly, and that is it. A dominant performance, wire-to-wire crushing by the Purdue Boilermakers over the Michigan Wolverines.
Yeah, just a bit of a failure to launch on all aspects for the Wolverines. They started slow and they made a lot of mistakes early on, and like most good basketball teams do, Purdue capitalized on it in the most painful way possible. Braden Smith carved up the defense and was pretty lights out from beyond the arc. And once you fall behind mentally that quick into a game, it's really hard to come back. Even if they were the better team at certain points in that second half, this one was ugly, pretty much start to finish, and I would hate to be on the bus going back to Ann Arbor.
91-64 Purdue, brief look at the box score. Purdue shot nearly 55% from the field, 37.5% from three. Struggled a bit at the stripe, just 14 for 21. But on the other side, Michigan, 37% from the field, only 20.7% from three, 6 for 29 for range. Wolverines good at the stripe, 18 for 21. 22 turnovers for Michigan. Just 6 of the Boilermakers. Purdue didn't take their foot off the gas, just a dominant win by the Boilermakers. Braden Smith led the way, he was excellent. The floor general had 24 points, 7 boards and 10 assists to just 1 turnover. Fabulous night for him. Foster Loyer with 18, Trey Kaufmann-Renn 15, CJ Cox 11, 6 for First, 5 for Colvin, 6 for Burgess, 4 for Harris, 2 for Heidi. And for Michigan, 4 scorers in double figures. Golden had 14, Gale Jr., Burnett, and Donaldson all had 11. Walters with 6, they all came late. Cheddar with 4, Wolf with 4. He was quiet, just 1 for 7 from the field, 0 for 5 from 3 for Danny Wolf. And Michigan had a lot of questions to answer. They've been playing some really good basketball as of late, except for that overtime loss on the road at Minnesota. It has been good basketball for Michigan, not tonight.
No, and this one's gonna probably weigh pretty heavy on the team. obviously this is a tough Purdue team to play. This is an incredibly exciting and oppressive atmosphere if you're an opposing team. But it was just bad basketball. And you can blame some of that on how loud it was or on making mistakes early, but this just was not a good look for the Wolverines. And going forward, they're gonna have to make a lot of changes in response to this one. Maybe not permanent changes, but for the next game, you can pretty much do almost nothing you did in this one again and expect to win.
These next 2 games will be big ones. They have Penn State at home, and they go out to Piscataway to Rutgers. 2 solid Big Ten teams, but not the cream of the crop of the conference that Michigan will have afterward. Oregon at Indiana, and then again they get Purdue in Ann Arbor. Got Ohio State in Columbus, Michigan State in Ann Arbor. They'll play Michigan State again in East Lansing. It's a tough schedule for Michigan. A bunch of chances to pick up quad 1 wins, build that tournament resume. Chances to bounce back, figure some things out after the struggle. It was this dominant performance by Purdue, 91 Purdue, 64 Michigan. Kendall, any final thoughts before we end the show here in Mackey Arena?
I think it's best for everyone to just go home and pretend this one never happened. And for Michigan to go home and make sure it never happens again.
That'll about do it. Purdue 91, Michigan 64. For my partner Kendall Spencer, for our first half crew Owen Crain and Simon Bleier, thank you so much for listening to WCBN Sports, the official student radio of the University of Michigan. And as always, we'll leave you with a good night and a go blue. So long, folks.